The late, great actress Liz Taylor once said something I'd like to share with you today. She said this in between her 7th and 8th marriages. Liz said, you know, the trouble is not getting the man you want. The trouble is wanting the man once you get him. Now, that's sort of funny, but also not, because no man and no woman want to be on the receiving end of that statement. But I think that Liz was not only sharing her own confusion, she was sharing the confusion of so many of us when we wonder, what is love about anyway? And what's the deal with marriage? I mean, is it really possible these days to stay married to the same person your whole life? And another thing, this fast-paced changes of technology, they're not really helping us that much when it comes to marriage. Because the latest iPhone just came out. Well, that replaces the iPhone I just got a couple of months ago. Things are changing and changing and changing. And we get used to that fast pace. But there's one thing that's never going to change, ever. And that's our need for love. Our need to be loved and our need to be able to love another person. You know, when people hear the title of my book, which is I Only Want to Get Married Once, they often wonder if I'm one of these anti-divorce, super, flaming anti-divorce people, but I'm really not. Sometimes the only option for a couple is to get divorced, specifically if there's abuse, if there's unchecked mental illness, unchecked addictions. But the reason I named my book, I Only Want to Get Married Once, is because I'm very passionate about marriage. And it really hurts me to see that the power of marriage has become a well-kept secret. So let's talk about the power of marriage. There's a lot to say on the subject, but I want to share 2 things with you today. The first one is emotional security. Marriage affords us the greatest potential for emotional security. The greatest potential. Now you might be thinking, so what? Well, the so what here is what we spoke about earlier, our essential need for love. The ultimate breeding ground for love is emotional security. And the ultimate breeding ground for emotional security is marriage. That lifelong commitment to the same person through and through thick and thin, no matter what. And it's in this environment of emotional security that we were able to take the risks necessary for love, true love, to unfold. Because it takes time for true love to unfold. A lot of time. But it's the best thing out there. And the second powerful reward of marriage is you. Yeah, you. What do I mean by that? Well, we all want to become the best version of ourselves. And we go to self-development workshops, or we go and read books, we speak to a mentor, or we do all of the above. But the ultimate self-development workshop actually is for free, and it takes place in your own home. Marriage. Because nothing like marriage pushes us to break through on a consistent basis, to break through our limitations, our innate selfishness. It pushes us to break through our stuff. And as we break through, we're able to release and reveal an incredible inner power. And this inner power is going to impact everything we do, from career to family. Yeah, sure, there are other ways to access that inner power, but marriage is the fastest and most comprehensive. So you want to get married and stay married and have a happy marriage. There are 2 parts to the process. Dating wisely, that's finding the right person. Being married, being the right person. Which is why in my book I focus on both of these pieces. The first section, the dating section, deals with the questions of, how do I know I'm marrying the right person? How do I know I'm getting it right? How do I know I'm not fooling myself? And the second section is dealing with marriage. How do I know that I have the real tools I need? How do I know that I have the bottom line information I need to make my marriage work? Because we all know you can marry the right person and it still doesn't work if you don't have the tools. You know, as I travel around the globe and speak to different people on different continents, the most common complaint I hear is, I don't trust myself. How could I? I mean, everyone around me is getting divorced. Who said I'll be any different? Why even try? Or I hear, you know, I'm divorced once, I'm divorced twice. Who said it's going to be any different? Why try? I hear the questions, and my response is, we are all hardwired for love, and we're all hardwired for commitment. Yeah, there's a lot of infidelity around today, but we are hardwired for commitment. We want it, and we can do it. We just got lost along the way. And I think the time is ripe now for us to learn how to trust ourselves. We just need to educate ourselves about love and about marriage just like we educate ourselves about everything else. It's going to take some time, and we need to invest our heart. But let me tell you something. Believe me, it's worth it. Go for it.